Well, good evening, all my little Lego heads. Caddy here tonight with another Lego airport. This was another one from 2020 here. This is the 4 Plus set, as opposed to the other set, which is back there. That's the 6 Pluser in the little helicopter I had in the last video. So this is the 4 Plus set, and it's the second 4 Plus Lego airport I've picked up. I had one a year or two ago. A lot less satisfied with that one than I was with this one, and well, I'm gonna show you what it is and what's good and not good about it. We'll start off with this critter, the fuel truck here. It's the basic critter. All the pieces are printed pieces. One thing about the 4 Plus sets, they tend to not have stickies. They're just printies. So anything that is on there is actually a printed piece, which is definitely a plus in my book. Most of the time, and some things like those light bars aren't really my faves, but it's better than nothing. And the wavy bricks there and the little controls on the back. It came with an extra one of these cords, an extra one of the little heads, so I just put them both on there so I'll have two little fuelers. Now, looking at it, you may not notice it's what makes it so 4 Plusy. And that's what I like about this particular overall set. They do their best to hide the nerfed parts, as it were. You notice the base here is all green. That is actually the single piece base, which is really common in the 4 Plus stuff. The extremely basic solid base. Even the wheels are like spotted in there, so you can't get those off. Well, you can, but you're going to break those little plastic bumps that come out. But overall, I mean, if you weren't thinking about the fact that that was the all-in-one base, this makes a pretty good little fuel truck for your, Lego airport. And what Lego airport is complete without a little, what's it cart truck? Unlike the other one that had the the lightsaber pieces with the weird pokey light sticking out of it, this one has the old school frying pans, as I used to call them, because that's what I first got it as, was a frying pan, and cone lights on them. I'm not complaining about those. They still work. Just not as nice, but not bad. And the tail end of the truck has like this hook thing on it, as opposed to another male or female. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm not opposed to it. It doesn't anger me. There's some cargo. There's this little box which has some of the little some of those little jewels in it. Trying to open this one hand is hard. Yeah, see, some of those little Lego jewels in there. I kind of like when they actually put cargo in the cargo. A couple little bricks of mail. There's a piece of mail on top of brown block. I would have preferred that to be on a block of white, but well, get what you can get. See all my pores. And the little cart driver even has the headphone helmet on, so he's protected. Overall, as far as this bit is concerned, it's actually pretty on par with most of the regular 6 Plus style utility airport cars I've gotten over the years. And so it definitely can be thrown in the mix and be part of any airport I decide to assemble. And trust me, I'm planning to assemble a bit more of an airport on my current city. Now, the airport itself, it's decent. I mean, it's just a basic short facade of an airport. A little tower, front doors, signs. Again, all printed pieces though, so that's actually kind of nice in certain ways. Little fuel tanks over there. These posts with lights on that spin around. Not bad at all. Another one over here. On the inside, you have the metal detector thingy, the little put your bags through thing, showing what's inside of a bag. And for some reason, a little table with a hot dog and a coffee. The other side here is I'm guessing this is the people scanner. It's got a light on the top and a place to walk through. Yeah. And the tower itself is pretty simple. It's just got a red light and a tiny control panel. It's actually a smaller piece than a regular computer terminal is, so I don't know how that passes the should be with the 4 pluses instead of the in the regular style. Now, some of the things you might not just realize by looking at it, some of the pieces that are single piece, this door, this wall from there to there is one piece. All 3 windows are in that same 2 thick window holding frame. That's not necessarily bad. In fact, the other 4 Plus airport I had that too. I'm not angry at that at all. In fact, well, it can make making a larger build easier. So if you're buying this for some accessory parts to, say, increase a larger building, you have a wide array of a chunk of wall you can put in. Yeah, tower. Got one of those single slanty windows and a couple of the full pole windows. Spinny thing up there with the kind of radariness. Not bad, honestly. I mean, just looking at the comparison, the 6 Plus one back here, it's almost the same size and only a little less detail in certain ways and a little more detail in other ways. So for now, I'm just leaving them being part of a combined airport terminal. This would be the departures and that would be the arrivals. Now, the best part of the airport sets, in my opinion, always the plane. Now, this is hand over fist better than the planes out of the other one I got, the 4 Plus set. I will try and pull that out and rebuild it just to make a video on it at some point here, because I do like comparison to some extent. Now, this plane is actually pretty decent. And again, all printed stuff. So that's printed on the cabin piece, the logo, got wheels in the back. I don't like how they often use the little kind of accessory item wheel for the front. We could have sprung for some additional wheels for that, but plain too much. It's got a rear hatch type thing, so you can hatch flaps down, and you can see in the back of the plane and where the couple of pieces of luggage that scoot over. See where the couple of pieces of luggage are in there. Close that back up. It's a propeller plane, as you can tell, which it's easier to actually show you things when you're not off camera. They spin. They're pretty good spinners. It's just I'm trying to spin an odd angle while looking through the camera. One of the few things I don't like about the Junior Lego sets like this, no windows in the back. These are open. I suppose that's part of that safety thing, little kids breaking things or sticking them up their nose or whatever, but I'm pretty sure there's other pieces we can, accidentally stick up our nose here. I mean, those are smaller than the windows, so are the little red light and the green light on the end of the wings. But hey, I'm not the decision maker at Lego. One of the instructions has these 6 plates being to the back. I actually have it to the front because it was flapping up a little bit, just a little, because of not as many hard points on the roof piece here. There we go, roof off. You can see in it's pretty basic interior, just chairs. Place for all 3 of the people that came as passengers for this enjoying their flight. And get that front off there. But the smaller, the 6 wide plane cabins here. Several of my favorite planes are out of the 6 wide lines, though, so that's not a bad thing. And again, the larger computer. Why didn't we have that in the tower? There are plenty of those that have the scopy look that would have been better. And a safer piece for children. Grandma in her jumpsuit. And kind of cool dude with sunglasses. Businessman. And our pilot, unlike the 6 Plus set, we have a male pilot here with sunglasses. And it's hard to tell in this light, but he's got his shiny buttons and pilot logo on his shirt. And there's his little terminal, his little computer panel. I always love those. They're a big part of why I bought this kind of stuff too. I liked having the little computer panel things. Overall, this was definitely a worthy set. I don't know for sure if it's worth the money if you're looking for a bigger build. I think it was only like 5. It was a real small number of pieces. One thing to note, see the wings and the entire bottom red line on this plane? That's a single piece. So that, the green bit on the bottom of that, the big window on the front of there, a large portion of the mass of this set was single pieces. Now, I can't fault them on the front of the plane itself. That's always a single piece. But much of this, being single pieces cuts into your parts, but not in an offensive way in this case. I feel they actually utilize the large pieces sufficiently. The tail's okay. I mean, the wings are big enough for the size of the plane. And I did like the option of having a propeller plane again. We haven't had one of those in a while. And the accessibility bits are not too exposed like that. That yellow handle, so your small child knows that this is where I pick up the lid of the plane. Yeah. Overall, I'd say it's a good addition to my airport collection. I have quite a bit of airport stuff, so this is not a bad thing to have snagged. And for your size comparison, there's the airplane from the other set. There's this airplane. There's the wing from the last set. There's this plane sitting on it. Kind of. Doesn't really support the weight. But yeah, it's pretty tiny comparatively, but not abusively tiny. It's still way bigger than my first Lego airplanes from back in the 80s. They were only four dots wide and had the passenger plane had 4 seats with 1 space in between each seat. So in this case, that's huge comparison. Overall, I would love it if these had more of a complete building. Even the 6 Plus from last time doesn't have much to the building. Some of my older airport sets do have more building to them. But good array of utility hardware, some wrenches, some fuel tanks and whatnot, and the spinny lights which are on these posts. Good excuse to use all solid large pieces. They do help make things 4 Plus compatible without feeling like you're giving garbage to the littler kid. Anyway, that's a Lego set for today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have you bought either of these 2 sets? Let me know. I felt they were fun. So definitely thank you for following my video, and Patreon link is in the description box below if you are inclined to help support. And I hope you all have a constructive evening.